Hey everyone, it's Home DIY Dan. We're here at the Bel Air Agency, Farmers Insurance in Burleson, Texas. We are going to be installing a new computer. So I figured I'd walk you guys through the simple steps to hook up a computer and get that up and running. This video is actually sponsored by the Bel Air Agency. So give them a call to get a quote on any of your insurance needs. Phone number is 817-763-8839. Or hit them up on Instagram at the Bel Air Agency, or find them on Facebook or Google. All right, let's go set up this computer. So I've unpackaged everything. I'm gonna be setting up 2 monitors, the desktop, and the work phone. All right, so back of the computer, you've got your VGA cord, HDMI inputs, 4 USBs, Ethernet, and then ports for microphone and sound. Not gonna be using any of these. Just gonna be using 1 USB, Ethernet, the HDMI, and the VGA. So real easy to set this up. First thing we're gonna do is position the monitors where we want them. You know, want one here and one here. So position those. Then we're gonna grab the cords and hook up the cords to the back of the monitor and then drop them down and run them to where the computer is gonna go under the desk and then over to the power. One thing you're gonna wanna do is make sure either A, the cords are the same length, or look and see if one cord is longer than the other one. So looking at the cords, looks like the HDMI cord is actually like a foot longer than the VGA cable. So we're gonna put that cable on the monitor that's further away. You're gonna take the HDMI cable, match up, make sure the ends are the same, plug it in. Boom. And then we're gonna take the VGA cable, match up, make sure this matches that, and make sure it's nice and tightly in there. Then you're gonna turn the screws. Tighten those up so that we got a good connection. And then just run the cables under the desk. And we'll come back and we'll make them look pretty later once we have everything else hooked. All right, now we're gonna hook up the power cord. This one is still tied up from the factory, so I'm not gonna untie that if I don't need to. Helps with cable management, less work to do. So you're just gonna plug in the monitor here. So plug in the second monitor. This one is further away, so I did untie the cable. So we're just gonna run it that way, and then we'll be able to plug it in over there. So now I've got both power cables plugged in. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take one of the extra twisties that we had, and I'm gonna take that and twist tie these together to make them a little, to make them tighter and neater looking. All right, so I twist tied the 2 power cables together, and then I just wrap this one around it just to get the extra twist tie out of the way. And then I've got the cable hiding under here a bit, just so it gives a little bit cleaner look. All right, now that we've got the power hooked up to the monitors, we'll have to plug it in once we get a power strip hooked up. Now we're going to bring the monitor cables down and plug them into the computer. Okay, now we're gonna run the Ethernet. We're gonna plug it into the blue outlet there, and then we're gonna run it, and we'll end up plugging it into the back of the computer right there. Now, I know it's the blue one because when we moved in here, I tested all the network connections, and that was the one that was live. So make sure you test your connections before you hook anything up. You can do it by hooking up a computer, phone, anything that's internet capable, and just see if you have a live connection. Okay, so you're not gonna want the cable running directly from here across the floor where you're gonna be walking and sitting and plugging it in. So we're going to take it and we're going to run it along the baseboard here, and then along the edge of the computer, or along the edge of the desk, and have it end there. So one way we can hide it without having to buy anything is just taking it and lightly pushing it under the baseboard. And then when you have to remove it or whatnot, you just pull it out real easy, you know. Corners can be a little difficult, and you don't want to bend the cable too hard just for risk of breaking any of the wires inside. So I just leave a light bend like that and just keep going. And then, you know, there's really nothing that's gonna get in the way there. So you can just leave it like that. All right, there we go. Now we've got the cable hidden along the baseboard. Now, I know you've got this here. You can buy one of those cable management systems that has the paintable plastic that you can paint to the wall color. If you're just trying to do this, you know, and this isn't a bad look for you, you're not concerned about it, you can just leave it like that. Or you can go out and, you know, for 20 bucks buy something like that. They've also got the cable systems that run along the top of the baseboard. If you're just running something like this, it's not necessary, but, you know, it's completely up to you how you want it to look. All right, guys. Well, I looked at where we were going to place the computer, and I actually thought it would be better to put it on the side here, make it a lot easier to do everything. So I just flip-flopped the VGA cable from this monitor over to this one, and the HDMI from this one over to this one, because as I said before, the HDMI was a little longer, so it'll make it easier to plug everything in down there. All right, now that we've got all the cables run to the back here, we're gonna start plugging stuff in. I already plugged the power cord into the computer. It's not plugged into the wall yet. I still need to grab a power strip. So we're gonna plug in the internet. And we're going to grab one of the monitor cables, plug the VGA cable in. And last but then we're gonna plug in the HDMI. Last but not least, we're gonna plug in the wireless mouse. Plug that into the top USB port here. There we go. So now everything's hooked up. Now we'll just have to get a power strip, plug everything into the power strip, and then go back through and fix this rat's nest of cables. All right, we got everything set up. Everything's working. Mission complete. Want to give Stephanie Belair and her team over at the Belair Agency a big shout out and thanks for letting us do this video and for sponsoring it. And if you guys liked it, please hit that like and subscribe button. Have a good one.